أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم نحمده ونستعينه ونتوكل عليه إنه خير ناصر ومعين ثم الصلاة والسلام على خير خلقه وأشرف أنبيائه ورسوله أبو القاسم المصطفى محمد صلى الله عليه وعلى أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين وأصحابه الخيرة المنتجبين. Brothers and sisters, this is the first time that we go live on the Islamic philosophy course, the English groups. So, inshallah, the voice of this and also the link for the YouTube program, this lecture that is going to be delivered live on YouTube, will be put later on at 7 o'clock in our groups, WhatsApp groups, and also Telegram groups that we have. So wherever you are most welcome. I have to welcome you all, brothers and sisters from all over the world, to Islamic philosophy course. We are talking about Islamic lifestyle, and last week we discussed about the divine lifestyle, and today we are going to speak about wise lifestyle, that we can follow the laws and regulations of logic and have a tremendous prosperous life just following our aql and our wisdom, which is very much important. Well, the reason that a lot of families are not happy, a lot of societies are not happy, a lot of countries are not happy. It's because of the simple reason that we are not following our wisdom when it comes to our daily life. Our lifestyle is not based on logic, it's not based on wisdom, it's not based on rationals, it is based on traditions. It's based on what other people are going to say. We are not living wisely, and that's why a lot of problems happens in our life. And I can give you a millions of those examples. Like, for example, the couple which they are going to marry, they don't have any place to live when they are going to marry, and they just need a little bit of an apartment for them to live. They have money to buy the apartment, but then between buying the apartment and having a lavish ceremony for the wedding and for the marriage, they choose to spend that money on feeding flowers, the clothes for the bride, the gift for the groom, do this, do that, and feeding people the type of foods and everything is selected, that how many gatherings we should have on this night, 5-6 times they feed people, and then the amount of gift that they give to the bride's family and to the groom's family, just because this is tradition and what people are going to say. This is not wisely lifestyle. The wise lifestyle says, if you have money, fine, have a good walima. Give whatever you want. It's not a problem. But if you don't have, wisdom says this money that you have, spend it for the for them to buy a car, for them to buy a house for themselves. The 500,000 rand that you want to spend just to feed other people, just to create a memory and a few photographs and a video and the guests and all of that, that can make a house for the bride and groom, for them to start prosperous life. Why wisdom says take the second option and always look after your interest first than spending all of this money on lavish life. The same is with a lot of other traditions that we have concerning our days, concerning this, concerning that. We spend so much money which is not benefiting our dead people. Our deceased people, they don't need to feed those people who comes to funeral, and it's not going to help them, because even those fatihas that those people who comes, these fatihas, my brothers, my sisters, wherever you are, none of these fatihas are real fatihas, because none of them they are saying it from deeps of their heart. Most of them, they don't even know what is meaning of bismillah ar-rahman ar-rahim, alhamdulillah rabbil alameen. They read Surah Yasin, but they don't know what is the meaning of Surah Yasin. They read it from heart, but you ask him what is saying in that chapter. They say, sorry, it's a part of Quran. We have to learn and we have to read it in our ceremonies. But the meaning, you ask from a Maulana or go and search Google. I don't know, but we're reading it. We memorize it. It's a must that every follower of Ahlul Bayt have to remember this, have to read it like once a day or once a week or this or that. None of these things are going to help that deceased person or yourself if you don't know how to live wisely. One of the biggest problems that we have, not only in Islamic societies, in all societies, that we don't apply logic, we don't apply wisdom when it comes to our personal daily life. We don't apply wisdom when it comes to the family problems. We don't apply wisdom when it comes to going to university, choosing a subject. We don't apply our wisdom when we want to start up a business. We don't apply our wisdom when it comes to training our children. That's why lots of families, they give a lot of freedoms at the beginning to their children because they love, but later on they cannot control. When the child is addicted to games, you then after that it's an addiction. When the child is addicted to the computer, then it is addiction. When his child is addicted to this, hobby and the other thing, then it will be very difficult for you to control. Wisely, administration of lifestyle is something which is going to help you. First, we discussed about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as the creator of mankind, as the one who has created the universe and created you and knows the mechanism of your soul and body. Consult Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala how I should live. Then Allah says, I have sent you the catalog, which is Quran. Go and follow that catalog. So that is the best, one of the best ones. Now, after that, even if you don't have access to Quran, then you have access to the second prophet of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which is the internal prophet. You remember we mentioned about aql and wisdom as a prophet from Allah. Imam Kazim alayhi salam, what he said, you remember? وَلِلَّهِ عَلَى النَّاسِ حُجَّتَانْ or hujjatain. Allah has got two type of hujjats for people. One is zahiri and the other one is batini. The one is outside and the other one is internal. External prophets and internal prophets. فَأَمَّا الظَّاهِرِيَّةِ فَالْأَنْبِيَاءُ وَالْأَئِمَّةُ. The prophet from outside is the prophets and the imams. But the internal prophet is our wisdom. So even if you don't have access to Quran and the prophet to ask how I should live, you have access to the second prophet, which is wisdom. Now I'll tell you one secret. A lot of people are asking me questions. Why in Western countries we have more civilized people, more logical people? less trouble, less problems, less social problem, less unemployment, less poverty. Everything is running smoothly. Everything has got a plan. They have got a proper plan for the next 10 years, and deviation from this plan is probably 5%, 10%. But then you go to Islamic countries, first of all, there is no plan. Secondly, even if there is a plan, there is a corruption how to perform that plan. Secondly, that plan is not wisely done. It is not based on the best interest of the country. It is basically planned to serve the best interest of either the ruler, the one who is ruling, the king, Mr. Khalifa, Mr. Sheikh, whoever is the king of that country, and the ruler of the country, or the party which is ruling. It's all to serve a certain people in the society. The plans which they have, it's not an all overwhelming plan which can all include everything in the society, and it's not a master plan. It is something just to cover some people's interest, and as a result, those people will benefit from tenders, they will benefit from the developments, but the rest of the people are going to suffer, and this way the distance between rich and poor will be always increased. But why in the Western countries, in Europe, we have less problems? They don't have Islam, they don't have Islamic school of thought, they don't have Usul al-Kafi, they don't have Tawzih al-Masail, they don't have Islamic laws, they don't have our ulamas, they don't have our mufassirin, they don't have our, our Islamic values, but it seems that they are more Muslims, better Muslims than us. I have mentioned to you before that and studies has been done, proper academic studies that you can even search on the internet and find out for yourself that someone wanted to know which country in the world is the most Islamic country based on Islamic values. Like, for example, they have mentioned like 47 or 48 Islamic values. For example, in this country, lie is less. That's an Islamic value. Bribery is less. There is no bribery. If people takes bribery, offers bribery or not, that's an Islamic value. Do people cheat each other? Islamic value. Is wealth distributed, for example, between everyone equally? That's an Islamic value. Is the government, so based on Islamic values, there's about 47 of them. How much is the status of employment? How of jobs has been distributed? Is there any discrimination? Is there any favoritism? That if you are an MP, you can introduce 20 people, 30 people, 200 people as your friends and cousins and next of kin to become employed in this company, in that company, in this ministry and that ministry. All of these things has been discussed as indices of Islamic country, as signs of Islamic society and Islamic country. And amazingly, they come to conclusion that the first Islamic country based on Islamic values is not an Islamic country. I think it's New Zealand. And after that, I think it's Sweden. And after that, it comes to, I think, Norwegian, and then goes down to Ireland and goes down like that. The first Islamic country in the list appears 47. 47. Can you believe it? And that's painful. The first Islamic country which is appearing in that list is Malaysia. And that is rate number 47 in the list. The 46th country before Malaysia is all non-Islamic countries. But in those 46 non-Islamic countries, the Islamic values has been more observed, less lie, less cheating, more order, no favoritism, no bribery. All of these things which are the Islamic values. And unfortunately, the last country in the list is also an Islamic country. We are, alhamdulillah, first from, from the bottom. And that is painful. What is the reason? Why? What I have mentioned this before. Sayyid Jamaluddin Asadabadi, the great Afghani scholar who has traveled everywhere, Egypt, the whole Islamic countries, Syria, Iraq, and especially Egypt. And then he went to Paris, he went to London, he went to Germany, a lot of places. About 120 years ago, he has been to all of these Islamic countries. And then he came back and he had a very famous saying that everyone remembers him for that saying. He says, I went to all Islamic countries. I found Muslims, but I didn't find Islam. And I went to Western countries. I found Islam, but I didn't find Muslims. Why? Because of this. Aql is an internal prophet. And if you follow the internal prophet, automatically you will do Islamic values, Islamic way. If you follow your wisdom, automatically you do things Islamically. If you follow your aql says don't pass red robot. If you follow your aql says don't throw rubbish in the street. If you follow your aql, it says respect your elders. Your aql says don't lie. Aql says don't cheat. Aql says don't do favoritism, don't bribe, don't corrupt the societies, don't corrupt the officers, don't do this. All of these are aql. You don't have to be Muslim to come to conclusion that lie is bad. You don't have to be Muslim to understand that putting rubbish throwing rubbish into the street is bad. It is. You don't need to be an aqil to say oppression is bad. All of these things are the words of aql, which is internal prophet. So, like for example, in Ireland, there were is it Ireland or Netherlands? Sorry, Netherlands. They in about 5 years ago, they had 17,000 prostitutes. So it's a problem. We have 17,000 prostitutes. What can we do? So the government had established a connection with universities who said, guys, you are the wise people of my country. I have this problem. Come with a solution. So wise people in university came, they had a seminar, and the result of that seminar was a proposal to the government. Follow this instruction, you are not going to have prostitutes anymore. After 4 years, now they have 356 registered prostitutes out of 17,000. Is there Hawza Ilmiya? Is there Quran there? Or is there anyone who taught them about Islam and Risala of Maraja? Of course not. It's internal prophet Aql says, this is a problem we have in society. We have problem of poverty. We have problem of unemployment. We have problem of corruptions here and there. How can we deal? Logic comes with a solution. Follow logic, problem is going to be sorted out. But unfortunately, in Islamic countries, the only thing which we don't use is aql and wisdom. The only thing which we are not using is our aql and wisdom. Every other thing is consulted. Our favoritism is there. The phone calls from the boss, somebody who has got interest here, the party interest, those people who voted at me. All of these secondary issues comes into the scene, will determine how I should write constitution, how I should distribute my budget. You distribute budget in a manner that next time when you want to get vote from people, they come and give vote to you, not based on a equal distribution of wealth between everyone in the society. And then we have a problem. You see, there is a problem between the developed countries and non-developed countries. You always use the staircases, mm, the automatic staircases which takes you up. You just need to position yourself on the first step, and as soon as your feet touch there, then the rest you leave it with the staircase. It's going to take you up. This is a developed country, which everything has got a plan. It's just enough for you to reach to the step and it will take you up. That's why a lot of people want to go, for example, to Canada. Why you want to go to Canada? Because he says everything there is planned. If I am retired, I've got something. If I am sick, there is a hospital plan for me. If I don't have employment, there will be something. All of these things are planned for me. So he tried to just reach to a developing countries, because as soon as he put the first step there, the society will take you with toward development. But the non-development country, developed country, is the same staircase, but it's coming down instead of going up. Now, there is only one staircase. This is the only option you have. And you have to go up, but the staircase is coming down. Now, what you do? You have to use the same staircase. So if you put your step there, the staircase is going to take you out of the staircase, and you will be always remain behind. If you want to reach up, you have to put step there and then run toward up. Put step up. If you stand there, you're going to go back. You must step up. As it comes down, you step up again. It comes down, you step up again, and you stay there for 5 years, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Still, you are going to be standing there, because the staircase coming down, you're going one step up. He comes down, you're going up, and stay there. But then the only way that you can reach up is that not that you step there, but walk, and not only walk, run toward up. So if the staircase comes down by one step, you walk 2 steps up, then you may be able to reach there after a lot of difficulties. This is how some societies are, that they are not using aql and wisdom, and that's why always this staircase is coming down, and you have to cope with the same one. Now, this is the story of undeveloped countries. Why? Because of not applying our wisdom, our aql. I'll give you one more example. I was reading the Economics magazine about this, was about probably 37 years ago. When I was learning English in university, they have given us an assignment to translate, and the title was how much American can make out of 1 barrel of oil. 1 barrel of oil. That time was about $25. That time, 37 years ago, when the technology was not so advanced, it was in that article, the economist was saying that Americans are making 410 US dollar out of 1 barrel of oil, which they were paying $25. So, how much money they can make? Just imagine. But now we already, Apple says, don't sell. Bring the technology in your own country. Bring the petrochemical refineries, change it to $410 and then sell it to the rest of the world. You don't do that. You are happy with selling it for $25. That's exactly what's happening. Now Americans are making 1,000, probably even 1,500 US dollar out of 1 barrel of oil, which they pay 30, $40 at today's rate. So Akal says, don't sell your oil. Use it like this. Change it. But we are not using our Akal. And then our economy is going to be based on our oil. And when the oil reserve finish or go up or go down, your economy is also going to collapse. So you are not using Akal. And as a result, you suffer, your country suffer, your economy suffer. Lots of other things that we have. Islamic lifestyle is the same as wise lifestyle. That we have a terminology that we have in hadith and riwayat that a mu'min should have two type of aql. The one aql is aqlul ma'ash, the other one is aqlul ma'ad. Aqlul mi'ad is to think about the day of judgment, that there is something happening. I have to be very wise. I have to transfer everything to the akhirat currency. I must think about my future. What is happening for me after this? Wise person is not going to leave this world with empty hand. So the other aql is aqlul ma'ash. You should have a type of wisdom to live prosperously. Your family should live prosperously. Your society should live prosperously. You should have less unemployment. You should have funds to support poor people. In your society should not be no poor person. In your community should not be no poor person. Proper distribution of wealth, where the khums and zakat and also the taxes must be paid properly and must be distributed also properly. But unfortunately, the only thing which we are not following is aql and wisdom. And that's why all of these problems that we have in Islamic countries, just because of one reason. We apply everything when it comes to running our country. Our emotion, our tribal interest, our party interest, our king interest, our family interest. The only thing which we are not applying is aql and wisdom. That's why we need support of Americans to come and create security in our countries. We give them like how many billions? Something like more than $1 trillion. The Arabic Gulf countries, they have given to Americans just for them to establish security in their region. It's all because we don't have aql and we don't have wisdom. Now, this is the lifestyle that we need. If in your country, if in your life, even if your family, these things are observed, like for example, in your family, if you just, the parents and the mother and the father has one quality, just one quality, that's going to change, transform all of your lifestyle to a very prosperous, good one. And that is that you should not tell lie. You should be sensitive about telling lies in your family. And it all starts from the family. Like, for example, somebody, you owe him money. He calls and you pick up the phone and you see, hey, somebody that I owe him money. So you give the device to your son or to your daughter, and you tell to your son and daughter, tell him I am not in the house. Well, you may be getting away from that one phone call. That is the benefit you get. But you know what you have done? You have killed your son. You have killed your daughter. You train her or him how to tell lie. You are teaching him, my son, my daughter, this is how you have to live. If somebody called you also and you owe that person money, then you also can do the same to your children. And in this way, generation to the generation, we transfer the methodology of telling lies. So the same son, when he want to sign contract with somebody else, he use your methodology. My father was using to do this, so there should not be something wrong. That is something that we have to be very much careful, my brothers. Don't do this. One of my friends was saying that he has a son of 10 years old in one of the European countries. And he said one day he was schooling and we received a letter from the school that there is an important meeting that you should participate. And this is concerning your son. Please make yourself available on such a date. So the son came to the house. We start cross-questioning him. And, well, we start cross-questioning this person. The son, what happened? Why you do in school? Have you done anything? Have you broke anything? Have you fight with somebody? Have you broke a glass? He said, no, Dad, nothing. So did you use cigarette or some drugs or something? He said, no, nothing. You didn't do your homework? Said, no, everything is fine. So what is the story? He says, Dad, I don't know. So the time came and we went there, and there was some experts from the Ministry of Education. They also came. There was a round table. We sit down, and we were very worried what our son did, that they are taking it so serious. And finally, the principal of the school came and said, sorry, it has been found out that in 3 occasions your son has told lies. And we are very concerned. Is this from teacher, or it is from friends, or from the school, or it is from home? We want to find out where is the source of this, because we have to train this person. We have to train him. My friend says that as soon as I heard this, I stopped crying. That, oh Allah, thanks for me sending my son to this school, not to one of these Islamic countries that the teacher says lie, the parents says lies, the friends says lies. And we are not sensitive about lies. We tell lies, but we are not sensitive about it. And that is something that, unfortunately, it's a pandemic, and it happens to all societies. And so the best thing, my brothers, my sisters, is for us to keep and observe always the proper Islamic lifestyle based on wisdom. I'll give you the final story, and then inshallah I will take some questions from brothers and sisters. Well, I was participating in a book exhibition, and I called my friend in Swiss, and he said, no problem, you can be my guest, but I'm alone, I'm single, but it's just one problem. Every single morning I have to go to the bank to work, and so we have to be very early to go there and park our car in the big parking, and then take the train. You go to exhibition, I go to the bank, and then when you finish, we come together, to the house. So We get into the car, we went there. There was a huge parking, probably for 10,000 car, very huge one, and it was underground. And we were so early, there was only few cars parked there. We were not late. The parking was empty, and there was two exit and entrance for this parking. One was right at the end, one was right in the left side. But instead of him going and park just next to the entrance, I realized he parks about 500 meter away from the entrance. And we had to walk 500 meter to reach to the entrance to go out of the parking lot. And I realized, I mean, why we should, you know, walk 500 meter? Why there is a space there? So I didn't ask a question there. I said probably that is specifically the parking for him. Maybe that's the case. When I come back, we realized there was no number that, okay, this parking belongs to who. So I asked him, what is the reason that you park always so far from the entrance? He said, you see, that is the difference between third world and the first world countries. I park here because I am early and I don't have rush. And it's good for me also to walk a little bit. I leave that space next to the entrance for somebody who was late. Or maybe he had a child to drop to school, so as a result, he was late. Or maybe he was caught in the traffic, so he didn't manage to come on time. So we leave all of that space next to the entrance for those people who arrive late, for them not to lose their job or not to be late for reporting to their job. And I really realized it was shameful that we don't even think in that line. And I realized, my brothers, my sisters, I realized it's not only him who thinks like that. Every single person who comes and park, none of them goes and park next to the entrance. Everyone try to finish parking in the middle and leave those entrance next to the entrance for those people who arrive late. This is wisdom. This is Islam. This is Quran, which teaches us how to be, how to care for the other people, how to serve other people, how to be at the service of other people, how to be a type of help for anyone who is late or do this or do that. But unfortunately, they are following it because they have logic, and logic is exactly what behind Quran. It's the second prophet. It's the internal prophet. It is the internal prophet of those people who read. That's another problem that we don't have. Inshallah, I'm going to discuss one night concerning reading and the habit of reading in Islamic lifestyle. That these are things that we have to get into our brain, that without reading, which is the first ayah of Quran, forget about development. You will be always undeveloped if you are not reading. اقرأ باسم ربك الذي خلق خلق الإنسان من علق. Well, there is a lot of other discussion which we have to carry on this, but unfortunately time is not with us. This is the anniversary of the birthday of Imam Riza alayhi salatu wassalam. So I say congratulations to all of you brothers and sisters from all over the world. Alhamdulillah, our numbers are also growing. The groups that we have established also, the Persian one doing very well. The Arabic is doing also very well. The Urdu is going to be starting soon. And the English second chapter also started that we are discussing today on the wise lifestyle. وآخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. If brothers and sisters has got any questions, I am at your service. Anyone has got any question can probably notify for me to bring him online to ask question. Well, this is our first experience. We don't even know uh, how I have to get the questions, but I'm sure if you ask, I will get a notification from you that I should open for you to ask your question. Can any of the admins send me a question or raise his hand to ask? Hassanain, are you there? Can you please see question? Yeah. Okay. Okay. Oh, yeah. Hassanain is telling me that the questions will show here. Say it. So let us see if there is any question. Dr. Muladina is there, says, nice to be on YouTube. Thank you very much. Sister Tuba says, Salam Sayyid. Alaikum Assalam wa rahmatullah. Yeah, Dr. Muladina is gone for Maghribain Salah, Iltimas Dua, my brother. Inshallah. Yeah, here in South Africa also is getting Maghrib just now, probably in about 10-15 minutes. Inshallah. And also, yeah, it is namaz time, but not in South Africa. Please go for your prayer. May Allah accept your salah. Yeah, Raul is there. Say salam alaikum assalam, brother Raul. Sister Tuba says the Islamic books mostly are in Arabic and Persian. Yes, that is a problem that we have. Unfortunately, one of the pains that we have to discuss about it is that most of our books, most of our sources are not translated, and it is not available in other languages. Very few books from Arabic and Farsi is translated to English, and that's one of the most painful things that we can even think of. So many books that we can share to the whole world, but unfortunately, most of them are not translated. Just imagine, like I was thinking about it, that the poetries of Rumi has taken the whole world with the storm. It's just one person felt responsibility about 150 years ago and translated Rumi's to English, and today people know Rumi more than any other English poet. He's more famous probably than Shakespeare. Everywhere you go, you find the book of the poetry of Khayyam and Rumi. We have powerful materials to share with the whole world, but unfortunately, we are not sharing. There is a fine phrase of poetry by Kalim Kashani who says, Man gong khab dide wa alam tamam kar, man ajazam ze guftan wa khalq az shanidanash. I am like mute with a wonderful dream. I can't talk, the other people cannot hear. So my dreams are sentenced to this. So did I. That's exactly what is the story of we, the followers of Ahlul Bayt, with a wonderful dream that we can share to the whole world, but we don't have the tongue to say, while the whole world is also deaf and they cannot hear what we say. Thank you, Sister Tuba, for that question. Well, but about this course, can we unite our Sunni brothers to attend? Why not? You are welcome to invite our Christian brothers, Jews, even atheists. We have some Hindus in our course. You are most welcome. Why not? Our Sunni brothers are us. As Ayatollah Sistani was asked, that can we call our Sunni brothers brothers? He said, no, call them us. They are like us, anfusana. they are exactly like us. So they are more than brothers, so why not invite them to this? And we hope, inshallah, by their presence, we can get more vibrant in our lectures. About this, when like a tafsir of Al-Mizan translated by Sayyid Akhtar Rizvi, but unfortunately only 11 volume of the 19 volume of tafsir of Al-Mizan has been translated, not all of them. That's also another painful thing. Well, inshallah, let us stop there. It was just to test to see how can we answer questions. But inshallah, from next week, we would like most of our brothers to, we have to work more on this YouTube for everyone to come online, for us to be able to, inshallah, deliver live lectures to everyone and let everyone benefit from this. وآخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين.